Tekken 8 is currently in its worst state right now since its release. It's safe to say that people are upset, and here's why. Firstly, let's talk about the introduced monetization scheme to the game. Now, before launch, Tekken did not, or Bandai Namco did not mention any sort of monetization in the game, right? We had no idea we'd have a battle pass, we had no idea we'd have a Tekken shop. Now, this was a very shady move by Bandai Namco if you ask me, because after the initial release, everyone and their grandmother was praising Tekken 8. Tekken 8 was on a sky high, bro. It got very positive reviews, high ratings, at least 8 and above. Everyone was praising this game. It's an amazing game, like base wise, content wise, bro, it's an amazing game, right? So they decided to introduce monetization after the game score reviews, right? After the IGN reviews, after all those high reviews, which makes it a very shady move, man. This was actually dirty by Bandai Namco. Like, not even 2 weeks passed and the first thing they introduced was the Tekken shop. So let's talk about the Tekken shop. Now, the Tekken shop, I don't really have a huge issue with it. Of course, no one likes microtransactions in games, right? People say $70 games should not have battle passes and should not have any sort of microtransactions, and to some extent I agree to this. So for this Tekken shop, you have affordable outfits, honestly, at $4 I believe, which is reasonable, right? It's reasonable, but think about this. You would have these outfits for free back in Tekken 7, right? Which makes it, yeah, it sucks. It sucks. I mean, it makes sense as to why we would only see like 4 default outfits on the Tekken 8 character select screen, and we all thought we'd find like the legacy stuff or the classic outfits in customization mode, but no, you get that shit in the Tekken shop, right? So yeah, that was the first jab, right? That was the first like the jab, the body blow that Namco hit us with, and people accepted it really quick, right? I think people are on the fence about this whole issue. Some were for it, some were against it. So I think people at the end of the day accepted it. But not far later did Namco introduce the battle pass. Now this is where shit went down real quick, because first of all, the battle pass is horrible. This is one of the worst battle passes I have ever seen in any game I've ever played. It is so bad. It is so bad. So firstly, we talked about how $70 games should not have battle passes. Battle passes have been introduced and implemented mainly in free-to-play games. So games such as Apex Legends, for example, Fortnite as well. They have made their way to games like The Crew, Motorfest, for example, has battle passes as well. You know, Call of Duty Warzone have battle passes. So those games, at least outside of The Crew 2, are all free to play, and it makes sense that they would have battle passes, because how else are they supposed to make their money, right? A bunch of microtransactions, a bunch of battle passes. That's the free to play way to go. Modern games right now actually do that. Now with Tekken, mind you, first they charge you $70 for the game itself, just the base game. They will charge you for the DLCs, right? And this is seasonal, mind you. We had 4 seasons in Tekken 7. 4 seasons. You have to pay for all those characters going forward, and this is a $70 game, right? That's pretty ridiculous. On top of that, you have to buy costumes now in the Tekken shop. Also, Tekken 7 they would be free. Now you have to buy them. And finally, a battle pass with horrible items, right? They could have given us stuff like different rigid animations, wind poses, you know, tones and stuff like that, but no, they have beach balls, they have different hair colors. It is horrible. They have stickers. It is one of the worst battle passes I have ever seen. Now, what really pisses me off about this is the fact that you don't actually have the option to grind for some of these things, right? Most games like, for example, Helldivers 2. The Helldivers 2 shop has microtransactions, but the difference is you can actually grind for those items, right? You sacrifice the time instead of paying for what item you want to buy from the shop. You can find money by just playing the game, grinding it out, and raising, you know, the coins that you need to actually purchase the item in the Helldivers shop. But that's not even an option in Tekken. I think you can also do that in Street Fighter 5. I'm not very familiar with the microtransactions in Street Fighter 6 as of right now, so I'll use SF5 as a reference. You can actually grind for costumes as well in SF5 and actually buy the costumes with fight money, right? Tekken 8 has nothing so far. You have no other way to purchase these items unless you just use your own money, which is ridiculous. I thought the battle pass the free section of the battle pass actually have some Tekken coins, but no, bro, it's nothing. Fight money is useless. You have this hoarding of so much money you can't even use it for anything relevant in the game. Like, it's horrible. The monetization scheme in this game is horrible, and they need to get it sorted out ASAP. Now, I have heard people say, okay, it's just the first 3 months, 2 months, let's give this game time, and overall it will be better eventually. Now, that I agree, but why should you accept games to be released in this state, right? Helldivers is a perfect example of why monetization in games or this modern day gaming is not really a requirement. It's not really necessary, right? People have praised that game for what it's done so far, and Tekken could have followed the same route, but no, they're trying to be an Apex Legends, they're trying to be a Fortnite, and everyone is pissed. It will get better eventually, I have no doubt about that, right? Bamco right now is under severe pressure, so it will get better, except to say that the battle passes always evolve and become better overall. So we'll see. The Tekken shop is exciting because it might evolve. We might have like actually new costumes introduced to the game as well, so that's something I'm looking forward to, you know. But like overall, yeah, it was a pretty shady move from Namco. They should have announced monetization before the game was released, because trust me, if they had all this shit, if they advertised this before the game released, I'm pretty sure the critic scores would have been way lower for this game, bro. People hate microtransactions and it's ridiculous. Okay, now secondly, the reason why people are pissed about Tekken 8 right now is the current balancing of the game. Now, this has been an issue for Tekken for quite a long time, especially since Tekken 7, you know, season 2, when it really blew up on the scene. Tekken wasn't really big until after like Tekken 7, maybe mid season 1. That's when the game really blew up, right? So balancing has been a very big issue up to now. The last patch broke the game in a sense. It wasn't very clear on how they made changes to like stage interactions, environment interactions. Twitter was going crazy. Everything is all over the place, so people want a little bit more transparency from Bamco. Murray did say they do listen to what people say, you know, they do keep up with what's happening with Twitter. We always see Harada making, you know, so many replies, so that's true. But man, it's so annoying. Like, bro, like the balancing in this game is crazy. The difference between the top tiers and the low tiers is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's that sort of thing. It's that sort of thing where the characters are so overtuned. The top tiers are so overtuned. There isn't really like that much counterplay to them, which makes the whole thing just, it's insane. It's insane. If you're like a Steve player, you play Bears, like you play Asuka, you know, you play Leroy, it's hard out there, bro. It is ridiculous. Now, of course, we do getting a balance change at the end of the month after Evo Japan, and the scary thing is that they did say they'll actually buff the low tiers, which is actually very ridiculous, because I'm for the idea of just nerfing the top tiers, right? Reduce the overall power level of the top tiers, and I feel like the low tiers will be in a better place, because if the low tiers just get super buffed again, it's gonna be, dude, this game is gonna be on steroids. Every character will be on steroids to be like the whole casino thing people are talking about. Yeah, just tone the game down a bit. It's too much. Just tone the game down a bit. The aggressive thing is very fun, right? It's a it's very fun to watch. Like, the game is fun, don't get me wrong, it's fun, it has content, but like from a competitive side of thing and from a ranked perspective, it is too much. The balancing is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Now, there are taking steps in the right direction, with like the Azucena running 3-2 nerfs. This is long overdue. Adjustments to Zafina and Eddie as well, right? It's the right direction. They are listening, you know, so that's the positive side of things. But like overall, they do have a lot of work to do. It's ridiculous. Like the balancing right now is ridiculous. It's just, bro, like Xiao Yu, June, Nina, oh my god, compared to like Leroy, bro, Asuka, they are so bad and they need love. They need some love. So balancing, I have no doubt Namco will come through. As of the monetization, it will take a while until it actually gets better. I predict maybe like probably 5 or 6 battle passes until you actually start getting something good. Because right now, I don't think a lot of people are gonna pay for the battle pass. You know, most content creators, the big players, the top level players are paying for the battle pass. But like if you're just a regular Joe like me, don't buy that fucking battle pass, bro. It is horrible. Just save your money. Eventually it will get better overall. So it's hard to see Tekken 8 in a state like this. Honestly, this kind of controversy is only found in games like MK. You know, Street Fighter 6 had a very good launch. I think only the balancing was a very huge issue. People had some difficulties adapting. But Tekken 8, man, shit went from 0 to 100 real quick. Went from the praise to demise real freaking quick, bro. But hopefully it does get better. So if you enjoyed this video, then why not check out the most broken moves in Tekken 8 right now. We spoke about balance, so yeah, GG.